Hello and welcome to SDN Tech Forum. Today we are going to unveil a new product, Meraki Z4c. And why this is interesting? Because this is a router that can give you a connectivity on the go using a SIM card or a cellular interface. That means you can pack and travel along with your teleworker router and get uh, connectivity in the remotest of the area where there is no Wi-Fi. All right. So with that, let's look into what we have for Meraki Z4c. We are going to build the network in this video, but let's first understand the Z4c installation or the product itself. And I'm going to show you the product here in my hand actually. So here, as you can see, this is as small as this is, like with two external antennas. And then you can see we have one internet port and four LAN port. They are all gigabit Ethernet interface, and one of the port, which is port number 4, is actually a PoE. And then what is the special about this? That this has a SIM card. That means it can act as a backup or even or a failover connection, right? So that's how small it is. You can pack and go or use it at home. So how Meraki Z4c, that is the device family Z series is 4. There was a previous generation like Z3. This is fourth generation device family Z, fourth generation, and C stand for cellular because it has an inbuilt cellular modem. So it is a teleworker router, and how it is different from regular MX, which is characterized as SD-WAN and security router. So think of it, this is a lightweight version of that, and it has only one internet port versus in MX you have two WAN interfaces because you want to do some SD-WAN stuff, that mean application aware routing and load balancing, all those things. Those are not the use case with teleworker router. That's why we have just one primary WAN port and backup cellular interface. But still it is very powerful. It supports pretty much all the functionality what MX does except the SD-WAN features. So that is the primary or the major difference. Then from max throughput wise, you can see we have 500 Mbps of throughput connection. In VPN we have 250 Mbps, and then we have one PoE port inbuilt. Physical specification, they're pretty much small form factor, a desktop install. Look at the cellular interface. Cellular interface, mostly it is like a plug and play. That means it is certified with all the US providers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Then what I want you to look at, that what is in packaging. You'll get the power cord and the two external antennas, and this is your front panel. Within front panel, you need to understand the LED status, that this has right now a LED on, and this is solid purple, which is fully operational and connected and uplink active using cellular failover. That is why right now it's running on cellular, hence this is solid purple. Then you have solid white, that means using wired WAN. Then when it first comes up, it uses rainbow colors. That means appliance is attempting to connect to the Meraki dashboard. And there are some other solid orange and flashing white. So be aware of that. LED status comes handy. It's not typical green and red. That means go and no go, versus you have multiple other options here. In the back panel, I have shown you here, we have 5 port, 1 internet port, and 4 LAN ports with a power connection and a SIM card right here. You also have a reset button. That means you can insert a pin, hold it for some time, and it will go to the factory reset, just like any classical router. All right. You can do the installation and all those things. So let's go to setting up the cellular failover, because I want you to understand this before we start using the router and start creating the network and all those things. So Z4c has embedded LTE module for cellular failover connection. So what you have to do, power off Z4c and install SIM card, then insert SIM card, connect the uplink via wired connection. Please take a note. While initializing, first you have to have first time Meraki dashboard reachability using a wired connection. So wired will be your primary. Once it makes a connection to dashboard, then it check the carrier of choice for cellular SIM, and then it cellular comes active. When the cellular application is successfully connected, you will see that cellular is ready, and from there on feel free to disconnect the wired. If you want to take it on to a remote location and start using there, then from there on your cellular connectivity will keep on working as cellular failover active. That is the situation right now. If you see, we have a Meraki network built in, and my router is solid purple. That means it is running on active, and we have the connectivity. So this is the real-time status of our network. Here you can see we have the green, and my cellular is active. All right. So now, just like our MX video, if you want to go ahead and start building your network, there are a couple of options you can do. You can go to organization and create a configuration template. Create a configuration template for your teleworker system and apply it to a network. Or you can take the long route, which is, I'm going to play this video for you. Just like MX, you go to your organization. Let me bring it here and resize it a little bit. Okay, so you go find your serial number for your Z4c. You can look up the serial number on the device itself. So I can find my Z4c and select it, claim it, or add to the network. That means I can create a new network or add to the existing network. So that's how you are going to start claiming your Z4c. And if you don't have that populated in inventory, you can always put the serial number, order number, and serial number will be populated. So now let's go and create a network, because we want to create a new network. For this, let's go ahead and give it a name. And network type, as you can see in drop down, we do not have anything called teleworker hardware. So we are still going to use combined hardware, just like MX. We are going to say it's a combined hardware site, because there is no teleworker router category as of now. Network configuration, default network configuration, we are not using any kind of template. So we will do just a simple empty config network, and then go find your device in inventory, and you can say create the network. That way you have created your network for your teleworker router, and the teleworker router has been claimed inside that network. So ignore the warning because there is nothing connected as of now. This is just a bookkeeping task we are doing, or housekeeping task we are doing. That means we are going to create all the VLANs and any routing required for even wireless, because this is a teleworker, right? Most of the time you want to connect wirelessly. So you will create a SSID and all those things. And once we have that connected, we are going to power on our device, and it will connect to this network and everything will come into effect. So let's go and create a VLAN, and this is pretty similar to our Meraki MX network build. So the workflow is essentially the same. Go ahead and create your VLAN. By default, you can see we have 192.168.128.1 IP address configured for VLAN 1. That is used generally for your uh, by default page loading, like setup.meraki.com or something. But we are going to rely on or create our own network. You can have VLAN and then the VLAN ID and the subnet or prefix associated with that. I'm going to create a VLAN 120. You can apply a group policy as well, but we are going to go simple. That means with no group policies. And group policy help you uh, define layer 3, layer 7, and traffic shaping, etc. as parameter. But we are not going to do that. We don't have IPv6, so I'm saying IPv6 is disabled. Go ahead, assign a VLAN interface IP and then the subnet. And this is VLAN interface IP, that means interface VLAN 120, and it is expect a host IP address over there. And here we are going to say, so it will not take decimal notation, so we have to say prefix slash mask. And a preview and say update. And then I have created a couple of other VLANs. Just skip that part. You can see we have 3 VLANs created, and in case all my ports are in trunk with native VLAN 1, all the LAN ports. And if you here you can also create a static route if you need one. You can also tweak the ports, the LAN ports, and say this is access for VLAN 120 or 220 whatnot. But let's go keep it simple, have trunk, save. So that way we have our VLANs created. We are hosting DHCP on this router itself. So any client connecting to our host, our router will get a IP address in that subnet. Now let's go ahead and create a wireless SSID, wireless setting. So we have done VLAN configuration. Now let's go ahead and create our first SSID so that we can connect wirelessly. Go ahead, enable one of the, so as you can see, we can create maximum 4 SSID in this teleworker router. We are going to go ahead and create our first one. And I'm thinking probably what should I name my SSID to make it unique, because I have multiple uh, routers and multiple SSIDs. So that's the pause here. I think I came up with a good name. It's a bird, honeykeeper. And then you can have open, pre-shared, and enterprise encryption. We'll go with a simple PSK. That means SSID and a password. We'll select WPA and WP3 for encryption, and let's assign a VLAN to this SSID so that any client authenticating, they'll be parked in that VLAN. So we have our SSID created. And now let's go and check if clients can connect to it. So right now behind the scene, I'm actually connecting a ring camera and one more device. And as I punch in my username and password, that means select SSID and then put a password, those devices are connected, and you can see the users and the client information in nearly real time. So this is a recording, but I'm going to show you in real time as well in a moment. All right. So this was the video how to create a network and start using your router. But this is not just a off-the-shelf router, right? This is a Meraki router. And what is the uh, power of Meraki? Power of Meraki is your auto VPN. That means your site-to-site VPN. So you can go to site-to-site VPN and you can still go ahead and connect this as spoke and add your hub so that this teleworker router can reach the corporate network natively using Meraki Auto VPN technology. And as you can see, interestingly, this also support SGTs. That means your security policies, what you're defining globally based on roles, you can still enforce it at teleworker also. So this is not a commodity of the self router, but it is very powerful enterprise like functionality like router, and it support everything, pretty much everything what MX can give you. So that's the power of site to site VPN. You can enable your site to site VPN, you can run routing, towards your service side, and you can also create VPN tunnels to non-Meraki peers. So that's what I wanted to show you here. Other things we have covered in MX video, like how you can create traffic shaping, how you can do content filtering and thread protection, because it integrate with umbrella, it integrate with the amp and all those things. So all those good features of Meraki is there, plus one additional benefit, that the router you can pack and go and use it anywhere, because it can fully run on a cellular. All right, so I promise you I'm going to show you the client information in real time. So this is our real-time network and running in a cellular data. So let's go and connect a client. What I'm going to do right now, you can see there is no client connected. I'm going to connect my phone to the SSID called Honeycreeper, and it is connected. In a moment, it will reflect. It will start reflecting there. I don't know if you can see here, but my phone is already connected to the SSID. Yes, here you go. Yeah, I have got an IP address plugged in the VLAN. 200. I think Honeycreeper is now mapped to 200. I may have made some changes. And here you can see we have 25, 26 in real-time association. You can see channel width and all those things. We can also apply adaptive policy. We are not doing anything like that. The interesting thing, what is it, is uses. As you can see, the uses is 4.6, but it will increase in real time. So as I'm browsing internet or using my apps, you will see this uses will change in real time. So let me go ahead and browse something. Or maybe play a YouTube video. Yes, you can see it has jumped from 4.5 to 6.3. So pretty much in real time, you know what you're using, because once you're in cellular, the major problem is the cellular consumption. Because if you don't have the unlimited subscription, you may uh, eat up all those bandwidth what you have bought, like 2 GB or 5 GB. Unless you have the unlimited bandwidth, you need to make sure that you're using it properly. All right, so I'm going to disconnect now. And I hope you like this teleworker, and if you're interested, you can get one from Meraki. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and I'll see you in next video.